Alrighty, so this is a project that has lots of fun stuff. I've got gold and wine red mica powder. I've got red petal shells that I'm going to use as a centerpiece. I'm going to use Brea Reese alcohol inks. Hopefully they match. I have mixed up my mica powders separately only because I wear a mask when I mix mica powder and I didn't want to tape while I was mixing. So this is another design again from Zarrin Art, and I will link her channel below. She has these great designs that I get so inspired to try. So the first is, and of course she has a different mold, so I'm using what I have. Excuse me for not talking for a minute. I just realized I went too far on that. Well, maybe not. Okay, let's see, because I want to do that. Okay, so I'm just using some of the design of the mold. There. Not quite even Stevens, but boy, this is a pretty wine colored mica powder. Really pretty. I had to guesstimate how much resin to mix for each of these colors. So we shall see if I made enough or made too much. I guess it's better to have too much than not enough, right? Been burned several times on that. Okay, then all right. That was the wine red. Got some left over. Then I'm going to do the gold. So this is kind of a two-tone idea. Oopsie daisy. Boy, from when you stand, it's a different angle sometimes of pouring. It's can be a little nerve-wracking. But I will do my best. It's an awfully gray, cloudy, drizzly day in the Washington State area. So what better to do than some resin pours? Okay, so obviously I had extra, so what I might do actually is take another mold and I'm sorry you won't be able to see all that, so just bear with me, and I'm going to do a little different sort of pattern on this one, and I will show you at the end. So lately I've been doing like 2-for-1s in the sense that I'm pouring or mixing too much resin, and I'm finding that I have extra. So I don't want to waste it, and maybe I'll get a cool, smaller design pattern on my other pieces. So I still have a little bit of gold here. I might put in a little bit more here just to make it thicker. This one looks a little narrow, so I might add a little there. for me, it's always difficult when when I first use a new mold because I'm guessing. So then on this one, I'll put a little bit more red, and I'll maybe lift it up and show you what I'm doing on this one here. Making that one a bit thicker to use it up, and then I might go over some of these red parts. Oh, this is such a pretty color. I don't know if it's capturing it beautifully, the color on the camera, but it's really a pretty color. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop with that one and see if I can gently pull. That's what I've done on this extra one. Okay, then so we can experiment how that one turns out. Then what you do is you pour some clear, and I think I'll just do it in the center and let it spread out. I'm always watching my edges. Make sure I'm not overflowing, and then always making sure, because I have to, that I'm gonna pour the same clear in the center of my other piece that you saw, making sure that I have enough for my piping, because I'm gonna do a 3D bloom in the inside. That's sure pretty. Then, with some of the resin that I mixed earlier, I mixed some angel white paste, and I'm going to very follow the pattern or design of the mold. And I'm doing it really slowly because I want to make sure I've got the correct amount of stream of the white coming out. I'm going to do it again. And what's nice is that as I'm doing this, I'm also letting the rest of my resin that I'm going to pipe with or spiral with to get warm, because I'm going to be using my Bloom pigment paste to draw my petals. Then with the rest of my white that I had left over of the angel white, I'm just circling it on top of the other extra mold that I have. And then since I still have a little bit of white, I'm just going to add a little bit more. And I don't know if I'm ruining it by doing these curly cues or whatever you call them, but I will just do that. Okay. Then, let me torch real quick. And I'm going to put some of this abalone shells in the center. Oopsie. A little too much. But let's see. Maybe bring it in here. Flatten it. This is a very shallow mold, so I probably could have used a different sort of centerpiece. But I kind of liked, I hadn't used these shells in a while, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I'm not going to make it too even Stevens. I'm going to put some in my other one. I'm so sorry that I can't show you. I suppose I could zoom out, but I'm kind of busy at the moment. So I've pushed the abalone shells, the red abalone petal shells, in the center of the other mold. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the temperature of my resin, and then I'm going to pour it into my cup. Let's see, I'm going to do probably about 30 grams. Okay. Now, while that is still warming up, I'm going to take the first alcohol ink color. I'm going to drop it in the center. Do the same on my little extra piece. Okay. And then I'm going to take the yellow. Wow, that side pieces are looking pretty. And then I'm just going to gently I don't want to put the yellow too far out, so although, you know, it will suck into the center. So while I do that and let that alcohol ink settle for a bit, I'm going to let my resin, which still hasn't warmed up quite to the temperature I need it to be at, sorry for that noise. I was putting my alcohol inks, kind of stalling for time. So let me use this and see if it's warming up any better. Oh shoot, I meant to Fahrenheit. Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment while that resin heats up to put in my bloom pigment paste. See you in a bit. Okay, time to draw the spirals. So let's see what I can do. Now I notice my lines are really narrow, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit harder as I go out. I must have cut too small of a hole. And I'm going to end it right here. Now I'm tempted to go over, because these are kind of narrow for my liking, but let's see if I can. I hope I don't wreck it. I will keep adding and hopefully getting just to the top of where I went before. Hope for minimal blobbies. Yeah, some of these were really narrow, so I do want to emphasize them a little bit. Before I draw my tools over that, I'm going to do the same thing on my little extra piece. I'm going to spiral, which is what I'm doing. And then maybe what's cool is that you'll get a surprise. You know, you see how I did the big one, and then you'll see the little one. Kind of cool. I'm making little pairs of things lately. Interesting. Okay, now with my silicone tool. Should have had it ready first. Okay. I'm gonna go one. What's interesting is I'm bringing the mica powder colors in too, so. Now I was thinking about leaving it like this, but I think I'm going to pull it out because I do like that shape. And I'm only going to do it at the outer edge, like I've done on the trinket trays. Alrighty, now I just wait for a good result. I'm going to quickly torch. And I'm going straight down this time because I don't know if you saw in one of my last videos, I had a little fire because I went at an angle. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to just do a little, I'm going to find my sharper tool. So I'll use my dotting tool for now and do a little swirl in the center. And then just so you know, on the other one I'm doing exactly the same as far as drawing petals. So I will leave you and see you for the demolding. Alrighty, let's see if this puppy turned out. I've got my little handy plastic bowl here because I am going to shape it. It's a pretty kind of mold that I got as a gift. I'm going to put a little black background so that hopefully it'll be a little bit more dramatic, maybe, since I didn't put a top coat. So this is the back, and it's a little bendy, but that's what I want because I want to shape it. And oh, that's really pretty. Look at that background and then the bloom in the center. Well, I'm happy. Happy, 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 happy girl. So now I'm going to place it in my bowl, plastic bowl, and push it down. Look at the depth on this. And actually, when I do this, you can actually see it better with the blue background. So, oh, I like that. I hope you do too. I see a lot of depth. I kind of like that cool, different type of background. So thank you so much, Zarrin Art. So I'm going to leave it like that. Let's see on my bonus piece, the extra one that I had. I don't know if it's ready. Oh, it is. Okay. I could also shape this, but I I haven't decided yet. So let's see how this one turned out. It's really bendy. It's okay. It's not as dramatic as that first one, but I kind of like that ombre look, you know, of the yellow to the red, and there is depth to those blooms. So, and they're very, actually, I changed my mind. I do kind of like it. I actually do like it. So a 2 for 1. How about that? So look at this one again. I'm really happy about that. It is blobby looking, but hey, that's kind of the effect, or part of the effect. So thank you for watching.